Okay, mix my egg. Only done 2 eggs with this because there's. I've taken the sand out, of course, smaller quantity, but you know, it's hard to deal with. The reason. So we'll see how we go. It's just to get the organism in there, fellas. As we see, once we get the organism in there, if you've got the conditions right, it seems to stay there pretty. Which implies, you know, it's either in a static state or it is somehow fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere, assumingly, unless it's using some other strange weird thing that's going to yeah, make the world sit up and take notice. You know, I mean, there's some Russians people I saw on YouTube, some Russian people talking about possible transmutation by microbes or something of elements. So whether that's going to be confirmed or not. So yeah, I think you really want a practical demonstration. You know, something, you know, something a child can do in primary school. Basically, you know, I take this, I put this element in, and it's converted to this element. You can see the difference or the change or something. So yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But it just seems very strange that you can sit there for absolutely months. You know. Yeah, or maybe they got their own source of fat or something. Apparently liverworts have got special oil cells or something that don't occur in any other part of the plant kingdom or something, I think. If I've understood correctly some of the things I've watched online. Anyway, I think that's about it, fellas. That's enough to get it started anyway. So we're going to take this and we're going to go over here. We're going to put it down there, I think. Basically, it's in a bit further, a little bit further in there. Okay, let's take this. Oh, I thought we weren't going to have enough, but we might actually. Strange. Yeah, I reckon it's going to dry out, fellas, unless we get rain on it or something and it somehow stabilises itself. So I definitely think you need the sand there, fellas. But not so much of the newspaper cellulose. It seems to be acting like a sponge in a way, a source of carbon, sugars mainly, and maybe, as I said, by holding the water it gets rid of the gases, releases the gases. I don't know, we'll have to see. Is that the true story behind the sponge? The sponge is able to form a... You think it would be a more aerobic environment in a sponge, but well, they say there's a lot of microbes that grow on the kitchen sponge, so, and they're nasty ones, and most of the nasty ones are anaerobic ones, or at least micro. So yeah, there may be something to that. We'll look into it, but we'll see. I mean, if this suddenly goes pink and red, and the one with the sand doesn't, we might find out. We'll have some idea why or get an impression, and we can start testing for it and find out what it is in the sand that stops the organism from growing or something, or inhibits it to some degree. I think that's going to dry out, fellas. It's definitely going to need some water, and it's going to. But then again, it could end up like that, but it's going to take time, you know, acting like a sponge. You know, you put the water on it, and it can hold the water for quite a few days, I think. But maybe I need to take it off, take it down low, so put it on spot colour, so you can actually see the difference. Yeah. So we got this one here that seems to be settling in quite nicely there, but I still think there probably is a little bit too much cellulose, newspaper cellulose, but that might be just my initial impression. It might turn out to be perfect over time, sort of thing. And I put this, so you can have a look at that, and so on and so forth. and we'll see. And if it gets heavily rained on tonight or something, and it's a little bit messy on the old hands compared to the other one, but we'll see. And that liverwort seems to be, I don't know, it seems to be alright there, fellas. I had one where the Jemmy cup went white. I think it's come back now. Went white for 24 hours and it's come back, so maybe it's too much boron or something. Okay. So this one, yeah, this one's doing a bit hard, but that could be because it's, yeah, it looks a little bit on the dry side, but anyway, we'll see how we go. At least nothing else is really wilting heavily. Anyway, I've got a flower on the old dandelion, but there's some creature out here seems to like to chew them off, especially, and also the leaves on the side. Probably a mouse or something, but anyway, we'll see how we go, fellas. But no germination so far, but I also seem to be almost losing the seeds. Like, you know, you put hundreds in there and you can hardly find them, whether they're being eaten up by something or maybe the rain is forcing below sand grains, or maybe they're somehow drawing themselves down into the sand. I don't know. Maybe there's something about CPCs we haven't quite learnt yet. We've never even noticed. So anyway, I think that's about it for this one, and we just have to sit back and hopefully get some results coming back. But as I said, the ones I really wanted from here, and it'll be like a double check. If any of those pink